by InterSwitch, transaction solutions you can depend on.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. You're listening to Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. We have Rotus in the studio. He's ready.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Valentine, and good morning to our good folks out there that listen to us religiously. I
Yes.
salute you all out
Yes. Good morning to you. What good news do we have?
well. It's a new week, and if you're in Edo State, you should probably be looking at possibly more investments coming into your state, thanks to Obaseki and the theme of continuity in the state. So that's something to look forward to as far as that state is concerned. And also, Facebook, they announced that they're opening a new office in Nigeria,
Yep.
second half of 2021. So that's something to look forward to. And cinemas are back in Lagos. I went to see Tenet yesterday. I was
You did?
confused. That movie is confusing.
Oh, that's what everybody said.
But they've cinemas collectively. One executive told me they could have lost about 6-7 billion naira by now between March and this period. Also, they're operating at reduced capacity. So how do you dig yourself out of that hole to become profitable by the end of 2021? If after not being able to open for so many months, you're now opening at, I believe it's between 33% to 50% capacity now. But hey, it's better than being closed. So those are the things we're looking at
I agree
today.
with that capacity because people like us are waiting for people like you to clean the chairs for us before we come back on and then sanitize the air.
Oh goodness!
Please join the
Look,
conversation by sending us messages on WhatsApp 0809440981. Twitter is at Smooth981FM. Please add the hashtag Business Express 981. If you want to watch, please go on YouTube. We're live.
indeed. So yeah. So first of all, if you remember, was it last year or 2 years ago? The government of Edo State signed a deal with Presco to develop more oil palm plantations in the state. So, there's a picture of Obaseki and the chief executive officer of Presco. So if you are a private for the private sector and for businesses looking at what happened over the weekend. There's political risk with investments. It's one of the as far as you're getting your returns, as far as other risks that you have to look at. The risk, political unrest, is a real, clear and present danger for investments in Nigeria. So, with what happened yesterday, having a generally free and fair election, and also seeing continuity in the government there, that should at least for Presco, there should be, and Presco is in the agricultural space. For those that don't know, but all our listeners they're hip, they know what's up, so they all know who Presco is. For them and other companies, I'll be looking at them and say, okay, well, good. The same administration is there. They should continue with their same policies, going down the line. And I remember I talked to you about the debates that they had. It was heavy on technology, how they talked about wanting to invest in tech. Investing in tech came up in healthcare, tech came up in education, tech came up in the economy of Edo State. So for him to have won as decisively as he did yesterday, it's bodes well, I guess, for investment in Edo going forward, and it's something that I think who's next? Is it Ondo or Ogun? One of the two.
Ondo.
Yeah, Ondo. Ondo is next. So so each state in Nigeria can, for these elections, if you can have free and fair, very very little issues of violence and so on and so forth, you make businesses comfortable to where they believe that okay, we can move into this space. We can put some direct investments in here. I should call it LDI, local direct investments, and then that can lead to creating jobs, and so it's a good thing for the atmosphere, and it's a good thing for them. So one can look thumbs up to Edo State for what they accomplished yesterday, and so businesses will be pretty happy.
Yep, and I'm glad to hear that. Keep those messages coming in. One of the things I would like to look forward to or hope would happen in near future is for us to get out of this 4-year cycle mentality, even with business. You know how you're talking about. I mean, it shouldn't be, but we celebrate what we can get, right?
Right, exactly.
Celebrating the fact that we have continuity in some sense. Some governors in some countries, including Nigeria, fear that even after their tenure, contracts they've signed, projects that they started, would sometimes be abandoned
Right.
because
Of the new. Although there's no, I mean, again with the Presco deal, there's no I can't say for sure that if Pastor Isayamo had won, that he would overturn it or anything like that. It's because a deal is a deal, but you just want to see the same person in charge that you signed a deal with to continue his tenure, so you can possibly build on top of that deal and then encourage other businesses to come into the same state, into the same state. So that's the encouraging thing. But yeah, the whole 4 year thing, that also, even okay, as you're making a point now, assuming Obaseki had lost and Isayamo had come in, you still want to have continuity for investments. And otherwise, oh, okay, he signed a deal with you, fine. I want, this is a deal with Edo State is a win for everybody, even though I'm a new administration coming, which technically they switched parties. So I don't know how you can really say it's a new administration. Yeah, exactly. They flip things around. So, but possibly ZM would have brought in new people. But who knows? It's you still don't want to make businesses nervous to where if a new administration is coming in, you now worry that deals like that would be upended. So yeah. So what I get your point. Your point is noted that it should continue, whether it's a new administration, whoever is coming in, uphold what was already signed with this company, encourage more to come into the space, and keep going. But see, one other thing, we need more competitive states. You and I and the people listening should be able to say, I want to move to Edo State to go and get a job. That's what this competitiveness of, and unfortunately, our Jagaban got egg on his face with his ill-advised video. I can now speak freely now because the election has passed. that video was not. It was wrong, man. So, and Edo Nobi Lagos was trending. So, as far as competition, I want to be able to have conversation with people where somebody is coming out of university and saying, well, let me see, I don't know, where should I go?
What state should I settle?
Exactly. Should I go to Taraba? Should I go to Benue State?
People start feeling forced to go to state for NYSC.
Right.
People feel like it's
people it's serious punishment to go to another state. They pay extra money to try and make sure they get to Lagos and Abuja. People I have cousins in Edo now. I have cousins in Delta and so on. All of them, all moving down to Lagos. So we want to get to a point where other states are competitive. That is really what I want to see, where they are, you have options now. The way you talk, I want to move to New York or San Francisco or wherever, Maine or wherever, or I want to move to the Manchester or London or Bristol or so on and so forth.
The same should be said about
the same thing. I want to move to
Oshobo,
exactly, everywhere else. Just let it be more competitive. But anyway, congrats to him, and again, it's a good thing for business in that area.
Yes, it is. MI from Akoka said, good morning, Rotus. The cinema's model should be tweaked, especially for rented space. Fixed costs were running even when they were closed. Politics and economics are joined at the hip. Continuity means stability of policies and investment growth. We're watching a dual government to bring all the tech he promised that he has.
Indeed. Yeah, and on the cinema front, that is correct. That thing was... It's not easy doing business here. No. But then I shouldn't just say here. This was across the world. Cinemas were closed, but we're one of the last countries to reopen. A number of other ones have reopened.
A great one for Film One with their collaboration or deal they signed with Disney. That's
yes,
fantastic.
the distribution deal. Yep. Yes. And the thing is,
that's huge.
It's huge. So so they become exclusive distributors of Disney properties. So Fox, Pixar, Marvel, all those, they are exclusive distributors. So what that means that, other theaters in Nigeria will still get those movies, but they now have to pay them, and they get the distribution a fee from them in order to be able to show the movies there. So that's a good one. It's interesting that I'm trying to get a hold of I guess one of the execs there to talk about whether they want to sign more of these type of deals with other studios to get more exclusive. But also, I want to know about the pain. I really want the cinema execs to come and tell us, because I heard whispers. I want to know how to the extent of the layoffs that they've suffered. I want to know the extent of salary cuts. I want to know how much in Naira, they've lost, and then this reduced capacity, how they dig themselves out of the hole, and how long it will take to return to profitability between now and whenever in 2021.
Now that it has opened, they can safely do a projection maybe after a week.
Exactly, they can see how things, because I won't lie, the Tenet was, there were only like what 6, 7 of us in that theater yesterday. It wasn't that many. I went to
Well,
Surulere, the Surulere location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's where I was at. So it will take time,
pick up,
and but then they were very safety cautious there. Everybody had their masks on, sanitizers everywhere, so it's they're doing what they can to try and get busy people back. Bums in seats, as they say. That's a football analogy. So trying to get people back.
Emma is back in with with a wonderful message. He said, "True, we need to de-Lagosify Nigeria. All the hue and cry about the commercial capital is not living up to the hype. People people choose California over the Big Apple in the States. The cost of doing business should make Ogun, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Kano, and Ibadan to wake up."
Yes.
I agree. And federal government should start giving incentives to states that generate more.
Make it competitive. Make it competitive. Facebook. So the announcement. In fact, there was a town hall. Ayo even tagged me in a tweet on I think it was Friday or Saturday. There was a town hall with I can't remember which. It was one of the top executives at Facebook. He had a video conference with Vice President Yemi Osibanjo. And they talked about a number of things. Facebook has now made the announcement that they are going to open an office in Nigeria, second half of 2021. They want engineers in there, but there's a play. They said they want to build towards the future of Africa, so they'll house some engineers there. They're also looking at the population growth here, getting more eyeballs on ads.
AKA money.
Of course, there's money behind it. There's definitely money, but it's still a good thing because the other office is, I think, in Cape Town. They opened in 2015. So that's a good.
Did you hear about the suspension of the ban on what's that app again?
TikTok.
No.
WeChat.
WeChat.
Yeah, it caught
suspension of the ban.
Right. So they caught. Courts came after Trump and said you can't do it. That one. Not even WeChat. TikTok. They are trying to value the valuation they're giving themselves for this U.S. portion of the deal that Trump has forced their hand into is $60 billion. Bloomberg now came out and said Trump wants $5 billion from that 60. Whatever deal comes out, he wants 5. He said he wants to do a history project. I said, well done, sir. Anything for the boys. That's really, man. That guy is corrupt, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyway,
what should we talk our next project?
Our next project.
Yeah.
It should definitely be in the tech space. That's what it should.
Henry Manuel says, are we not reading too much into the idea of continuity? The sub-national fiscal space does not give governors as much space for alternative fiscal decisions because of centralization. I think a more attractive proposition is the general peaceful election. Hopefully, the people get the economic liberation they deserve. Thank you, Henry.
Good point.
Benga Kamu says, a deal is not a deal in Nigeria. Too many nuances.
That is a good point. Indeed, you have to watch out and you have to be very, very careful. Again, that's part of the risk of doing business here. Contract, being able to actually honor contracts here in Nigeria. You'll do, you sign off for something, you've been paid for it, and they can come back and say, please, I want to just amend this and that. Something that you actually can be charged for because of extra work. They'll be like, sister or bros, understand now, just help us complete this thing. So there's a number of risks that are there, but look, it's still Congress to Edo State. We'll see how things go moving forward.
Fantastic. We've run out of time. Keep your messages coming on social media. Let's engage Rotus in those conversations. Rotan Quotes is his handle. Check him out on Twitter. And I said, what is the catch? The next Andela? Anyways, the move is great, but we should also look out for ourselves. Trump will do anything to improve the chances on November 3. I think he's doing too much. Much respect to the notorious RBG.
Yes. May she rest in peace. Thank you for that.
That's right. Guys, stay with us. Smooth 98.1. Up next, 7:30 for Freshly Pressed 91.
Business Express. Brought to you.
Thank you, sir.
Most likely I'll get the approved budget today.
Okay, your people there. Yes, let's talk. Let's discuss.
Yes.